From the 12 News Studios, this is EVB Live.
Coming up on EVB Live, we have expert tips on how to make sure your home looks as unattractive as possible. Well, to criminals hoping to break in. Details coming up next. And today we're taking a different spin on our real estate segment. We're talking about burglar-proofing your home, making your home the least attractive target on the block. Real estate expert and realtor Holly Henbest is here to talk about home security. We don't often talk about making our homes unattractive,
right,
especially when you're here. So
for the first time ever.
Where do we begin? Where do we talk about, when we talk about burglar proofing our home, where do we start?
Well, I think it's important to note that burglars like easy targets. And so if you make your home the least attractive to burglar on the street, you're more likely to have them move along. So to start from the outside, this is a great time of year where people are starting to think about summer vacations. It's also the time of year when the snowbirds are leaving. And this is also a big home improvement time of year. So it's good to add to your checklist some things to do for home security. And we always think about cameras and all the high-tech stuff.
Right. But
But there's some low-tech stuff that's very inexpensive that you should consider. So to start with the outside, think about your landscaping. Burglars love places to hide. If they hear a car coming or someone coming, if there's a place to duck and cover, they love that. So if you have bushes that are large and overgrown, this would be a good time to trim those back and don't provide them with a hiding spot. Also, under windows, a great deterrent is prickly plants like roses or cactus, because if they're going to go through a window, they're not going to want to mess with a cactus. So it's great to plant those below windows. Also, along the sides of your home, it's nice if you can have some gravel, because gravel makes noise as you walk on it. And they want to be quiet. They don't want to be discovered or heard by other neighbors potentially, let alone you if you're home. So it's great to have that gravel over there instead of grass or just dirt or something.
And these are some options you're talking about that don't cost a lot, because you're right, we do think about home security systems and technology.
Right.
But these are other things we can do.
And these are very simple. And this is a time of year where people are sprucing up their yard. The weather's beautiful. They want to enjoy it, and they're also planning to enjoy it this summer some more. So if you're out there doing some landscaping, these are some good things to add along to your list. Something else that's great is landscape lighting. And a lot of times people think about having those motion detective lights on the side yards. Those are great. But also just some simple landscape lighting in front is great, because it will provide shadows. And again, it will make the home less attractive to burglars if it's lit up. So I highly recommend investing in some landscape lights. And to go for a less expensive route, if you get the solar type, you just stick those in the ground. You don't have to worry about rain. Yeah, exactly.
It's a great point.
Exactly.
And why is now the perfect time to be considering this? You mentioned the improvements we might be making around our home already.
Right.
But with vacations coming up, this seems like now's the perfect time.
Yes, this is really prime time. And again, with snowbirds starting to leave soon, they need to think about making sure their house is safe for the long haul, because they might be gone until next fall. Something else to really think about in terms of the exterior of your home, especially if you're gone for a long time, is hopefully you've gotten to know a neighbor really well that's here full time, and they can keep an eye on your house, because something that burglars look for is how much do you have built up at your door in terms of flyers or papers. We all know that marketing people love to drop stuff at our door.
So true.
Burglars will drive around and see who still has stuff at their door. And something else they'll do is, if there's a target they like, they'll drop something at the door, come back in a couple days and see if it's been picked up.
Wow.
So it's great to see if you can have somebody who's checking on your house while you're gone, especially if it's for more than a few days, just to make sure anything that's been collecting at your front door has been picked up.
Great tips. Thank you so much. Holly Henbest, our real estate expert. Thank you so much.